All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our first game. It's Fnatic TT1 against Complexity Cruncher. PvP starting map is Antiga Shipyard. Over for this playoff match.
Yeah, and it should be an exciting one. TT1 versus Cruncher. I would say two very evenly matched players, and I gotta think that they've run into each other quite a bit, considering they are both North American Protoss players. So really interested to see what actually happens here.
Now, a little bit about the styles. We have TT1 that normally plays a macro-abusive style. He does a lot of mind games. We've seen him time in and time out, time again, just go for a huge probe-type build. He likes to set those chrono boosts on his Nexus and get out the early probes. We've seen as many as 4, count them, 4 chrono boosts being spent on his Nexuses first, and that is really, really crazy. Normally you only have 2. TT1 always likes to get those probes out. He stays defensive in that beginning game, and hopefully he can retain that going into that mid game, having a little bit of a boost in economy.
Yeah, and TT1 again known for that style, and it should be interesting on this map. They are spawning cross positions from each other. We have Complexity's Cruncher in the top right and TT1 in the bottom left. And the map is interesting when it comes to PvP. You have that natural expansion, you have a ramp leading up to it. I've seen a lot of Protoss players in PvP actually go for a relatively fast expand, even though it's apparently crazy to fast expand in the PvP matchup. A lot of players with really good micro and really good knowledge on timings are able to fend off any sort of early aggression off of a fast expand.
Yeah, and we'll see if they actually opt to do that. I don't know. Cruncher is definitely a player. Let's talk about Cruncher's style a little bit. He's definitely a player that has been known to cheese quite a lot. I'm thinking back to his White Rod games where he 4-gated twice in a row and then went a Stargate tech, none of which are too standard. The standard these days is to go a 3-gate robo, and it's either you get 3 gates first and then the robotics facility, or 1 gate and then a robo and then additional 2 gates. I haven't seen that from Cruncher in most of his PvPs in the entire NASL league, and that just might mean that Cruncher, is, his style is a little bit more cheesier. He is a little bit more cheesier of a player. So I don't know if we'll see a fast expansion. TT1 should know that, and I'm sure he knows his opponent's style, and he should say, okay, I'm not going to do anything too risky like that. I'm just going to play a lot more conservative. I wouldn't be surprised if TT1 actually just went for the 3rd chrono boost and that's it. He won't put down the 4th one, but you never know. TT1 definitely the person that loves to edge out as much as he can with defending with the bare minimum.
Yeah, Cybernetic score going down for both of these two players, and now the thing to look out for is when they're going to take their second gas. Is Cruncher immediately taking his after putting down that Cybernetic score? No Zealots coming out from either of these players. That's, again, one of the changing trends in the PvP matchup. And look at this, a gas deal from Cruncher. So Cruncher wants to take the tech advantage, or at least encourage his opponent to 4-gate. I guess he feels confident in his ability to defend something like that. We'll have to see where TT1 goes from here.
Well, TT1 has, both players have probe in each other's bases. TT1 has already allocated his 3rd chrono boost, and look at that, he puts his 4th chrono boost. Oh, okay, I thought it was on the Nexus for a second. No, he goes to the Cybernetics core, and he gets the 1st unit as a Stalker. 2nd gateway also is placed. So TT1 will be able to take out that 1 assimilator pretty fast. He has the double gateways coming up. He's not overcommitting with anything like a 4-gate, I don't think. Income tab is going to show 23 harvesters, and he's still making probes. So it looks like instead of trying to take, a decisive advantage with the units, TT1's just saying, I've already committed so many chrono boosts and early to the Nexus. I've done it early, so I'm getting those probes out ASAP. That'll enable me to have that probe lead, and I can just continue my advantage with economy. However, he is at a loss with the tech, as we see the robotics facility already gone up for Cruncher, and TT1 of course does not.
Yeah, he only has 3 gateways on the field as we speak, and if Cruncher can get that tech advantage, which he is getting right now, and start his Colossi production and just make it so his opponent can never catch him in that Colossi production, this game could end up getting really interesting, because in PvP you see a lot of interesting strategies, and one of the most interesting ones is when one person goes Colossus and one person goes some sort of Blink Stalker play. charge lot kind of thing. In the Protoss that goes for that Blink Stalker play, they're relying on that mobility, try to keep your opponent in their base, and then perhaps eventually getting to that Colossi production a little bit later. And looks like an expansion coming out for TT1 relatively fast, at the same time warping those 3 gateways into warp gates. We'll have to see if he does some pressure here.
So yes, we are going to see pressure. What TT1 is doing is faking a 4 gate at this point. Right now, there's a lot of unknown for Cruncher. Cruncher doesn't know what's going on exactly. And we can see he's just getting his warp gates finished. He's getting his first immortal in. Now, TT1 is actually probably going to place pylons, and this makes it look exactly like a 4 gate. Look at that. He puts the pylons down. This is forcing Cruncher to get those immortals out. He wants to delay something like Colossus as much as possible. And off of that, he's getting this expansion, playing mind games. However, oh my god, Cruncher able to get a probe in, sneaks it in, and now places down a proxy pylon. That is such a big turn of events, because all of a sudden this whole build that he did, that TT1 did, all the mind games that he was trying to do, they're completely null and void.
Yeah, I mean, TT1 did expand behind that, and Cruncher spotted it with his probe. So so Cruncher is like, he saw the aggression. He's like, you're not 4-gating me. And was actually able to get that probe inside his opponent's base and throw down that pylon, which caused TT1 to back up. And now it's a very interesting situation. I would still say TT1 is in a very good situation here, and I think Cruncher is going to go for some sort of 1-base play.
Yeah.
It may be too late to expand at this point.
Yeah, I think so. It has to, he's pretty committed to 1 base, because we do have 3 gates, a robotics facility, and that Twilight Council. He's getting the blink out ASAP. Now he's trying to look like he's actually expanding. His pylon is positioned to a place where it looks like it sort of is. These Stalkers, they need to be careful, because there are 2 sentries over here. He can easily just be force fielded. No, he's just going to sacrifice 1 Stalker. Now what TT1 was trying to do there is just check if there was an expansion. Of course, he didn't get far enough in, and that could pose a huge threat. Does TT1 see actually these units are pushing out? No, he doesn't, but he will have control of this Xel'Naga tower. So he sees them approaching that, and TT1, what is he going to do? This is a really dicey position.
Yeah, TT1, the longer this game goes on, the better off he is, so he needs to try to delay this as long as possible. He needs to focus on getting as many units out as he can to meet this push from Cruncher. Keep in mind, TT1 on 2 bases, Cruncher on 1, so obviously, you know, the economic advantage long-term does favor TT1, but Cruncher coming forward here with the Stalkers. Blink is not yet done, very close to finishing, 10 seconds, StarCraft 2 seconds away from finishing as 2 sentries in this composition, as well as 2 Immortals warping in, 3 more Stalkers here, and I don't know, I think TT1 will have enough to hold this off.
This is going to be tough. I mean, there's a lot of Zealots there, and Zealots are a great counter to something like Immortals. There's the 2 force fields that pop up. The blink is already researched. Now, TT1 is getting blink as well. It's only 40 seconds away, and those will be un-chrono boost, not chrono boost, because all the chrono boosts are actually going towards the gateways. He's not focusing on anything else. TT1 does have the massive harvester lead that we so many times see, and he's just buying time with these sentries to force field off the ramp and get that blink up. He almost has it. 20 seconds more. Oh, man. Force fields go down by Cruncher, and he actually misses those. It blockades him a little bit, and that gives TT1 a little bit more time to get that blink.
Nice force fields here there by Cruncher. Probes being pulled by TT1 to try to deal with this aggression. More force fields going down from Cruncher, trying to keep that army away. All those Zealots not able to be efficient at all. Immortals taking some shots on them. And it looks like TT1 is going to be fine, I think. He's up 82 to 61 supply, and Cruncher backing up, turning around with those Immortals. But TT1 has Blink now, so there's no running away from this army.
And GG gets called out by Cruncher. TT1 takes game number 1.